In this video, we're going to be using indexes to provide an index lookup on our patient entry window. And this is quite a powerful feature for end users to be able to find records very quickly. So we'll be back with that right after these words. Don't go away. Hello, you're listening to Martin, and this is another video in our series Getting Started with OpenInsight 10. Today we want to open the patients window because we're going to extend the options for looking up records. So we've got our pop-up, but in today's video we want to add a push button onto our form, and this is going to be for an index lookup. So we'll name the button accordingly. We'll give it some text, and we'll add an image. Now I've already created an image file in my system. If you haven't got one that is suitable, then you will need to add one, and if you can't remember how to do that, check on one of the previous videos. I've done it several times. We'll just widen that button so it looks a little bit prettier. And we will be adding some code to that. But before we add the code, if we go to the database manager and we go to our MP patients table and we right mouse click, and then we need to select add B tree, and then we just simply need to select the columns that we want to add the B tree index to. So I'm going to go address, gender, forenames, I think we'll have surname, I think we'll have town, and probably postcode. We can select some options of whether we want it to be case sensitive and whether we want to immediately build the index. I'm going to leave case sensitive unchecked, but I do want to build it immediately, so we'll click add. You obviously need to be careful if you've got a lot of data and you're adding an index to a large table with loads of data on it, then you might not want to do the immediate build. You might want to do that during a quiet period. So if we now close out of that, we can see which indexes we've added here. And if we've got one in here that we don't want, in other words, we've done one incorrectly, then you can right mouse click and delete an index, go into here and just select the indexes that you want to delete, hit delete, and it will take those out. So I'm reasonably okay with the ones that we've got. If you've created your indexes and then you want to rebuild them later, again from the same area, right mouse click, rebuild an index. You can then select which indexes you want to build, or just a few of them. You can either update or rebuild. You can do an all if you want to do an all. So if I'll just do all and rebuild, then you'll see it's just going away, rebuilding all of those indexes. Quite quick because I haven't got any data, but it can take quite a while if you've got data. Now we need some code behind the button, and I am going to copy and paste this code because there's quite a bit of it. So we'll select the button, events, and we'll go for a click event. Open up the script to say that we're going to be adding a script into the system, and then I'll just tidy up the spacing in here. So basically we've got some declarations, so function, message, repository, and index lookup being the important one because that's what we're going to be doing. And there'll be some messages, so that's the reason why we've got the function message and the message equates. Some help text, just to say what this is, what this code block is going to do. And then we set up the message with the text, the type, caption, and an icon. The response, and then if the response is 2, then we'll do this. Otherwise we're going to do this. So if it's 2, we're going to launch a pop-up, which is pop-up patient number, assuming that that is correct. Bear with me just a second, and we have got a pop-up patient no. So I need just to change that to patient no. This is a lovely thing about being able to jump around these tabs. Makes life so much easier. We're then going to get the keys and send that back to EDL patient number, which is going to be that control there. So I'm just going to make sure that I have got the correct name, Control V, and then we're going to send the event to that control and a lost focus, so that it will then launch the record. I think we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, we're going to do the index lookup on table MP patients, which I think is fine. The index fields, not all the ones we just did. We're going to do forename, surname and town. The display fields are going to be the patient number. Okay, so displayed fields, patient number. Yep, we're good on that one. So column, patient number, forenames, surname and town. The mode is multiple, and we're going to send the keys back to that same edit line, and again do the lost focus. So I think we're okay there. So let's just do a compile, and the compile was successful, so we'll do a save. We then come back to the form and we'll do a test run, and we'll see what happens. So we've got our button. If we do an index lookup, we can now search by keyword or entire listing. So if we do a listing, that's going to launch the pop-up that we created earlier on. So if I do to Mickey Mouse, then that's great. That displays the record. If we do keyword, okay, this pops up over the side here. I'm not sure how to move that around. Something I might need to look at. We get this little system built index lookup window, and I can select a forename being, let's say, Martin, and OK. That then gives me a selection list. I can make my selection and OK, and then that returns that particular record. If I do a keyword on town, okay, I've got 1, 2 and 3, so I've got a bit of an issue there, because we need to be passing in the description rather than the code. So it might be that I might need to do some additional work on this. But if I just do 3, because I happen to know that that is Rushton, I think, and we'll select Donald Duck and OK, then OK, it was Northampton, and then it returns into the data. So we've got one little issue that we need to resolve. Well, actually, it's a little bit more than a small issue, because I haven't been able to work out how to address this issue. I've tried a few things, but I'm not a coder, and I think I need to address that in code. And so I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to have to talk to the support guys, and it's another reason why you really need to have support available to you as a developer. So I'm going to have to consult with one of the guys that knows more than I do, and I'll try and get an answer for you before the next video. But for now, that's the index lookup feature within OpenInsight 10, and you're all good so long as you don't use the codes. So for forenames works fine, for surname works fine. Unfortunately, it's just the town where I've let myself down on this video. Anyway, I will catch you on the next one. Like I said, hopefully I have some answers. Take care. Bye bye.